వెల్కమ్ టు హర్షిత్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్. ఏపీ మరియు తెలంగాణలో బెస్ట్ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ యూట్యూబ్ ఛానల్గా ప్రజెంట్ హర్షిత్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ డెవలప్మెంట్ అవుతుంది. అలానే మంచి మొబైల్ యాప్ కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్కి హర్షిత్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్, దీంట్లో ఫ్రీగా అన్నీ ఉన్నాయి, చూసుకోండి.
Okay, let us see another system called circulatory system. We have seen till now the various life processes such as digestion under nutrition and respiration, where the life supporting gas is exchanged in our lungs. Okay, digested food is absorbed in the small intestine and respiratory system has exchanged the gases, but how these nutrients and the oxygen will be reaching each and every cell. Suppose if you want to eat apple, apples are not grown in our places, they were grown mainly in the cool regions such as Simla. They will be transported from that place. Suppose an industry is there, an industry is preparing various products. During their preparation, the waste is being generated and they will be transported. They will not be utilized there itself. They will be transported to other places. Just like that, in our body also, in unicellular organisms, that transportation has occurred through diffusion. Diffusion is responsible for transport of materials. Diffusion is responsible for transport of materials. But coming to multicellular organisms such as our body, multicellular organisms such as our body, if substances has to be transported from heart to transport of substances from heart to foot and back, it takes 60 years to transport through diffusion, by a process of diffusion. It takes 60 years to transport 1 ml of blood, 1 ml of blood through diffusion. So it is not possible for a multicellular organism to live. Why? Because all the substances should be transported from heart. Heart is the pumping organ in our body. From heart to all parts of the body, it should be transported. So if diffusion occurs, that diffusion is not responsible for carrying the 1 ml of blood from our heart to all parts of the body. So it takes about 60 years. It is not possible for a living organism to live on the earth. So to avoid this, a separate system has evolved. A separate system has evolved in multicellular animals, in multicellular organisms. That is called circulatory system or transport system or circulatory system. You can call by two names, transport system or circulatory system. So to avoid this, a separate system has formed in all the multicellular organisms. That system is called the circulatory system. And the father of the circulatory system is, for the first time, Girolami Fabrici has observed. But who observed the blood circulation in all the animals is William Harvey. Father of circulatory system is William Harvey. How we can say that he is the first person or he is the father means he has discovered the double circulation in all the animals. Hence he is called the father of blood circulation. And in this transport system is also known as the third integrating system. Why? Because it is able to transport the hormones, important substances all in our body. And Marcella Malpighi has discovered the blood vessels. Discovered capillaries particularly. And this circulatory system consists of heart, blood vessels. Here you can see the study of heart is called cardiology. Study of blood is called hematology. Study of blood vessels is called angiology. There separately the studies will be there under different groups. But what the circulatory system will contain means circulatory systems contain circulatory system or transport system contain heart, blood and blood vessels. And this heart, already you know that the study of heart is called cardiology, and heart is present in between the two lungs, and it is the non-resting organ or busiest organ in the human body. Why? Because it starts from birth to death. It starts beating from birth to death. And heart, how it will be formed means, heart will be formed from mesoderm, and this heart is what do you call that, made up of cardiac muscle, and during the 21st day of embryonic development, heart will be formed. During the first day of embryonic development, heart will be formed, and from first month onwards the doctor can hear the heartbeat of that baby. Why? Because this is formed by the 21st day of what do you call that, embryonic development. That means embryonic development means where the zygote will be transformed to embryo, and embryo will be transformed to fetus. Already you know this fetus comes out as a baby. Fetus means by the 3rd month, but here within the embryo, in the 21st day of embryonic development only, that will be formed. And it is location. Its location is in the chest cavity, and in a what do you call that, mediastinum, in an area called mediastinum. We can also call this that mesocardium. Mesocardium is the center of thoracic cavity. It is the center of thoracic cavity. Mesocardium is the center of thoracic cavity. Thoracic or chest cavity, both are same. Thoracic or chest cavity, both are same. Both are one name only. And location in between two lungs, slightly to the left side. Slightly to the left side in an area called mediastinum. That area is called mediastinum. It is important. It is a bit which is asked in civils and SI exam. Mediastinum. Mediastinum is the area where the heart is situated in our body, and the heart will be widened at the anterior end and narrower at the posterior end, and that too narrower side will be somewhat to the right side it will be arranged. That arrangement of the heart to the right side is called dextrocardia. Dextrocardia is the arrangement of heart to the right side on the lower part, in the lower part, is called dextrocardia. And levocardia means arrangement of heart in proper position. Slightly to the left side it is tilting like this, tilting slightly to the left side is called levocardia. Heart in its position. That means in what you said, that mediastinum, if the heart is not like some persons, slightly the heart will be somewhat to the middle of the chest cavity. Middle of the chest cavity means complete center, but the heart will be slightly tilting towards the left side. Tilting means somewhat bending to the left side, so that the right side lower part will be arranged like this. It will be arranged tilting to the left side. So because of that we called it as dextrocardium, and levocardia means where it is arranged in the proper position of the body. Coming to external structure of heart. So we are studying now the heart. Heart already we have seen, made up of cardiac muscle, and heart weight is 300 grams, and this heart is triangular in outline or pear shaped. Shape is triangular in outline or pear shaped, and it is the size of one's own fist. Heart is one's own fist, and it is said to be the myogenic heart. Why? It is working with the help of the muscles. Due to those muscles movement it is working in our body, and this heart is covered by membranes called pericardial membranes, and in this we can observe in the heart there are two layers surrounding the heart called pericardial membranes, and out of these membranes the outer is called the parietal pericardium and the inner is called the visceral pericardium. So heart is covered by two membranes called pericardial membranes, and those two names of the membranes are parietal pericardium and visceral pericardium. And in between the membranes there is a fluid called pericardial fluid, which protects the heart from external mechanical shocks. Protects the heart from mechanical shocks. That means how it is being protected means, in between these two layers, this is the internal structure of the heart, we will study now. And before going it, in between two membranes, these two membranes, no, these are the visceral pericardium and parietal pericardium. This is visceral pericardium and this is parietal pericardium. And in between those two pericardiums, there is a fluid called pericardial fluid. Whenever the children are playing, the children will hit one another, or they hit to the walls sometimes during playing. So during that playing, their heart is not damaged. Their heart is not damaged. What happens is the fluid surrounds the heart. Fluid surrounds the heart, and at the same time that fluid will absorb that shocks which are occurring from outside. And this myocardium is made up of two layers called myocardium and endocardium, and myocardium is made up of thick membrane, and endocardium is made up of endothelial cells, and in between these they are filled with pericardial fluid, which protects heart from mechanical shocks. And if you observe the external structure from outside, if you take a goat heart or sheep heart, from outside you can be observing that heart is divided into 4 chambers. 4 chambers. Upper chambers are called auricles or atria, atrium or auricles. Lower chambers are called ventricles. And if you observe the heart, two partitions will be there called muscular partitions divide the heart into four chambers. Muscular partitions are there called septa. Muscular partitions called septa are present dividing the heart into four chambers. And if you take, this is the right auricle and this is the left auricle. In between these two, there is one septum called right atrium and right ventricle. Septum is called interatrial septum. And left atrium and left ventricle is called interventricular septum. And the auricles to the ventricles, this septum, a longitudinal and a transverse septum will be present in the heart. This septum is called interatrial and this septum is called interventricular, and the auricles and the ventricles are separated by another septum called auriculoventricular septum. Auriculoventricular septum. So, auricles and ventricles. Here right atrium is divided from left atrium by interatrial septum. Left atrium is divided from left ventricle by interventricular septum. And the auricles and ventricles are divided by, what do you call that? Interventricular septum. Interventricular septum. And auriculoventricular septum is the septum present between the auricles to the ventricles. Like this, if you observe the heart from outside, a long line will be there like this, and this is the normal heart where we can see in all the sheep heart or goat heart. And in that, a longitudinal partition and a horizontal partition or transverse partition will be there. This longitudinal partition is interatrial and interventricular. So the two auricles are separated by right auricle, right ventricle. This is called interauricular. And this is called interventricular. And this is called auriculoventricular septum. So like this, the externally the heart will be present, and as it is working with the help of muscles, it is said to be the myogenic heart, already we have seen. And in lower animals such as non-chordates, it is neurogenic heart. In non-chordates, it is called the neurogenic heart. Why? Because it is working with the help of nerves. It is working with the help of nerves, hence it is called neurogenic heart. And in this again, the muscular partitions apart from them, heart which is present in between the lungs, it will be protected from all the sides by rib cage in the dorsal part and vertebral column on the ventral side. Vertebral column on the ventral side, this will be protected. All the lungs and the heart, all together the internal organs, these two internal organs are protected by the vertebral column on the back and the rib cage on the front side. Okay, this is the external structure of heart. What is its shape? Where is it located? What is the size of the heart? What is the weight of the heart? And what it is made up of? Cardiac muscle. And from what layer it is derived means it is derived from the mesoderm of embryo. And at the same time, how many membranes are there? Two membranes are there, parietal pericardium and visceral pericardium. And at the same time, in the heart there are three layers: epicardium, myocardium and endocardium. Epicardium is made up of normal cells and myocardium is made up of thick layer, and endocardium is made up of endothelial cells. Three we have seen. And in addition, Pericardial fluid is present in between these two layers, membranes. This protects the heart from mechanical shocks, and heart externally is divided into 4 chambers, and those 4 chambers, upper are called atria, lower are called ventricles, and there are 2 septa, one vertical and one transverse, or longitudinal or horizontal. The septum which divides the right auricle to the right ventricle is interatrial septum, and the septum which divides the left auricle to the left ventricle is the interventricular septum, and auricles to ventricles is called auriculoventricular septum. Auriculoventricular septum, and non-chordates it is called the neurogenic heart. Why? Because they will be working with the help of that heart is made up of nerves. Hence it is called as neurogenic heart. Coming to the, this is the external structure. Coming to the internal structure of the heart. Internal structure of the heart. This you can observe it as internal structure of heart. That means how many blood vessels are present, and at the same time what are the main blood vessels connected to heart, and what type of blood is flowing in that heart, let us see. So you can observe here, this is the right atrium, this is the left atrium, and right ventricle, left ventricle. And you missed one point here, widened at the anterior end, heart is widened at the anterior end and narrow at the posterior end. Dextrocardia we have seen. Dextrocardia means that narrower end will be slightly to the left side. Slightly to the left side, dextrocardia. Levocardia means being in its position is called levocardia. And coming here, the right auricle is slightly bigger than the left auricle. Right auricle is slightly bigger than left auricle, and left ventricle is slightly bigger than right ventricle. So already we have discussed that 4 chambers are there in the heart, and among those 4 chambers we have right atrium, right ventricle and left ventricle, and in that right atrium is slightly bigger than the left ventricle, right ventricle, and left ventricle is slightly bigger than the right ventricle. So this is bigger slightly. And next thing, ventricle walls are thicker than auricle walls or atrial walls. Auricle walls. Why? Because there is a reason for it again. There is a reason for it again. What is that reason is? Ventricles has to supply the blood throughout the body. Ventricles has to supply the blood throughout the body to distant parts of the body like foot. Hence the ventricle walls are slightly thicker. Okay, coming here, there are 2 walls. Walls in heart are 4, and walls are acting as traffic police. They allow the blood to flow only in one direction. They allow the blood to flow in one direction only, but not in the reverse direction. And in this again, what is the wall present between right auricle and right ventricle is tricuspid wall. It is made up of 3 walls, hence called tricuspid. Here we can observe the tricuspid wall. For your understanding, I had drawn like this. And here we can observe the bicuspid wall. Left auricle and left ventricle. The wall is called bicuspid wall or mitral wall. This name is being asked in competitive exams. Mitral valve, mitral valve. Mitral valve is also known as the bicuspid valve, which is present between the right auricle and right ventricle, which allows the blood to flow only in one direction, which allows the blood to flow only in one direction. So because of this, we can say that the upper two chambers and the lower two chambers, how they are connected to one another means they are connected to auriculoventricular apertures also you can call. Valves are also called as auriculoventricular apertures also you can call. Auriculoventricular apertures. And this auriculoventricular apertures, and during the what do you call the embryonic stage, no, it has an oval depression in the auricle called fossa ovalis, which is a remnant of foramen ovale of fetal heart, which is a remnant of foramen ovale of fetal heart. And sometimes this foramen ovale, if it is not closed properly, then it is called patent foramen ovale. And this auricle has an what do you call that depression, and that depression is called the fossa ovalis. This auricle has a depression. This auricle has a depression during the what do you call this here, the intra-auricular septum will be having a depression called fossa ovalis. The inter-auricular septum will be having a depression called fossa ovalis, which is a remnant of foramen ovale of fetal heart. Sometimes in fetus this will not close, called patent foramen ovale. Patent foramen ovale. And at the same time we have what do you call that AV node, auricular node in the anterior part of the ventricle here. SAN, sino-auricular node. Sino-auricular node will be present in the front part of the what do you call that and this coronary artery, where it is opening, there is a small valve called sebaceous valve. And at the same time at the opening of aorta also there is another valve called aortic valve. Aortic valve or eustachian valve also we can call. And at the same time here left auricle and left ventricle bicuspid, and again another two valves are present called here. This valve is called pulmonary valve and this valve is called aortic valve. And how many blood vessels are connected to the heart means 5 main blood vessels are connected to the heart. 5 main blood vessels are connected to the heart. One is vena cava, the largest veins in the body. These are the largest veins in the body. And next one is pulmonary artery. Pulmonary vein. Aorta. Aorta or systemic aorta is the largest artery in the body. Largest artery in the body. And at the same time we have coronary vessels. Coronary vessels are of two types again, coronary artery and coronary vein. Coronary artery supplies pure blood to the walls of the heart. Coronary vein supplies impure blood, collects impure blood from the walls of the heart. So here there are 4 valves present in heart: tricuspid, bicuspid, and here again pulmonary valve and aortic valve. Pulmonary valve, aortic valve. We have seen here coronary sinus is present, and where what do you call that coronary artery. coronary sinus where it opens into the heart, auricle near the auricle. There we have what do you call that sebaceous wall. And at the same time, where inferior vena cava or superior vena cava opens into the right atrium, there are no walls. And auricular anterior part, there will be auricular appendix. Auricular appendix will be present at the anterior part of the auricle. Auricular appendix will be present at the anterior part of the auricle. So, in this way we have 5 main blood vessels: vena cava, the largest veins, pulmonary artery, pulmonary vein, aorta, coronary vessels. There are 4 main valves: tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve or mitral valve, pulmonary valve and aortic valve. Let us see those functions.